Hello everybody, welcome back to Cape Rugby TV. It's of course Wednesday night and we talk club rugby here, Western Province Club Rugby. And as you know, a lot of the leagues have now finished. We had a fantastic 7 series. Now it's time for us to talk about something that we weren't talked about for a very long time. We talk about the legends and the history of Western Province Club Rugby and who they played for and where they played. So you can see tonight's show looks a little bit different. The set looks a little bit different. We've got some nice black and white photographs up. And I'm sure that over the next few weeks you're going to be hearing some very interesting stories and possibly a few controversial stories. But it's time that these stories get told and we find out what the realities of rugby was back in the day, if you want to call it that. With me on the show tonight, I've got Pompies Williams. Hallo Pompies, hoe gaan we jou meneer?
Nee, baie goed JP, is vir my 'n regtige plesier om hier so op julle Cape Rugby TV te wees. Ek hou my julle program dop en ek dink julle doen 'n fantastiese werk vir Club Rugby in die WP.
Nee, dis great. Isaac Boonsaier, meneer, ons het vir jou 'n hele bank gekry net vir jouself. Gaan we jou?
Dit gaat goed met my raso en ek is baie bly met die program. Ek die afgelope jare elke Woensdag aan en Saterdagoggend kyk eens die program.
Wat jy so by die repeat op die Saterdag ook?
Die Saterdag ook ja, en dan voor ek moes besig met die skool rugby met die Mitchells Plain Galitsa.
Maar ek wil jou nou net vra, hoekom moet jy die Saterdag program ook?
Ja, maar dan
is dit omdat jy nou nie lekker meer onthou nie.
Nee, ja, nou nie dat jy dan gaan jy nog 'n bietjie laat lê met mamma en op bestage en dat reën mos maar dit gaan nie vroeg weer uit die veld uit die mos.
Another legend in the world of Western Province rugby, club rugby, and of course higher ranks than that. And we're going to get into the federation. Quinton Daniels. Quinton, welcome to Cape Rugby TV. We've of course interviewed you before, but it's nice to have you here.
Ja, dat is lekker om hier te wees. Ek hoop ons gaan dit geniet ons almal en 'n bietjie van die verlede praat.
Ja, ons praat 'n bietjie van die verlede en miskien kan ons ook 'n bietjie gesels oor hoe die verlede miskien 'n paar lesse is vir vandag en wat kan ons miskien verwag vir môre. Jy weet, ek weet nie, as ek sou jy met my saamstem, baie keer vergeet mense dat die dinge van gister moet 'n mens inbring van vandag. Miskien hy balance vind tussen die jeug en die geskiedenis.
So jy moet die balance invind want hoekom as jy net met die jeug van die ingebring het soos nou die transformasie besigheid daarso. As jy nie hulle wil nog gou maklik 'n goue Springbokspan gekies het daarso maar moet transformeer word. Maar as jy nie vooraf transformeer van kleins af op van die laerskool en die hoërkop as 'n brein aangegaan het, dan sal ons nooit transformasie kry nie. Dit wil sê die verlede moet beweeg saam met die toekoms.
Pompies, let's bring you into the picture here. Tell us a little bit about at which stage. I mean, people talk about, you know, I'm going to talk to you as if I've never experienced South African rugby before, and quite frankly, I'd probably be happy to be able to put my hand up and say that maybe I didn't fully experience South African rugby in the way that many people in this country have never experienced South African rugby. They've only experienced maybe 20 years of rugby and the rugby that some fortunate people were able to see on TV. But at which stage can we say really unification was the merging of white, black and coloured rugby in South Africa?
I think JP, if I can come in there, I think way back in the early 70s, the Federation, they actually, their motto and their belief was that we will go with normal rugby in an abnormal society.
Yes.
And that was our strive for. And I think in 1970...
Was that a SACOS?
The
logo.
Call it not proverb, but a slogan.
Slogan.
Yeah, SACOS was totally, their principles was totally different what we as the Rugby Federation had. Like I just mentioned now, we was for, we will play normal rugby in an abnormal society.
Yeah.
And the SACOS and SARU principle was that they will play, they will not compete in normal rugby in an abnormal society.
So back in those days, you had SACOS, which I think was the South African Confederation of Sport, if I'm right. I know today we've got SASCOC, which is another. But you also had the NSC. Yeah, the NEC back in those days. Maybe just break it down for us. The difference. Let's go back before unification now. You had your traditional white rugby. They were your mainstream that fell under that government at the time, and then you had SARU and you had Federation days. What's the difference between the three?
Well, I would say, like I said, we was prepared. The South African Rugby Federation was prepared to normalize by playing against the white. The invitation came that we can compete against them.
Okay.
All right. And I mean, the Sakos, they was just going on their own and just play under their banner.
Was that the SARU banner?
SARU banner.
So
The
guys wat hulle nou SARU
SARU,
genoem
ja,
het.
SARU.
That's right.
Let me, Quentin, I keep someone calling Quentin, let me bring you in here now. The same was applying for you back in the day. You played Federation. How did you decide for yourself where you wanted to play?
Okay, where it starts with your family. Where did your family start playing?
Right.
You see, so my whole family was Federation. So that's how we grew up. So we didn't play actually school rugby. We played club rugby because there was clubs from under 6 up till senior level. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so then bringing the club rugby into it, then which was the club that you played for?
I played for the old name was Wesley's.
Not the current young Wesleys.
No, Wesley's of Strand.
Yeah.
And they call it now Strand League.
Oh, right, okay. Is that now the Strand League?
Yeah.
Yes, that is now the Strand League team.
Okay, so, which is of course not rugby league, it's the other league.
Yeah, no.
Isaac, jy gaan my as 'n groot man meneer, ek weet nie wat jy nou weeg nie, maar kom ons gaan bietjie terug, ons kom weer terug na die SARU Federasie,
Ja,
SACAS, NEC daar, en ek is 'n wit boertjie wat hierso sit en baie dinge nog moet uitvind.
Hoekom het ek Federasie gespeel het?
Ja.
Ja, alright, ook 'n familie besig met broer aan my Federasie. Ek was op laerskool gewees in Franshoek, ek het Poland skoolklere gekry. Nou kan ek nie daai jaar op aan 6's, toe kan ek nie Parel toe kom nie, want hoekom ek was met van die plaas af. En hulle sê my Joenman report het gesê onderwysers, wat gaan Isak op hoërskool maak? Hy speel net rugby. Ek het nog altyd 'n rapport daar so. Piet het gewerk by Samba in die Kaap, my oudste my broer.
Is dit nou jou broer?
Broer,
Piet?
ja. Piet, ja, hy toe my hoërskool aanskool gaan by Mordam aan die Bontjewil. Daar het ek om aan die Bontjewil Mordam toe met moslim mense gewoon. En toe het ek maar op die skool rugby gespeel. Hy was nou onder die SARU bande van daai jare. So nou dan wat Tussels ook gespeel, ja, op onder 20 hase.
Tussels en Bontjewil.
Bontjewil, hy het dit ook Bontjewil met die gangsters
Oh, Chippy Solomons praat baie van Tussels.
Ja, maar
hy sal vir jou sê
ja, maar hy is eerste ou wat bekleed en gebuite daar by die
ons het vir Chippy moet inbring, want hy vertel ons lekker storie oor Tussels van die sailors wat hierso vir Tussels begin het. Die wat noem jy 'n sailor in Engels in Afrikaans? Anyway, iemand wat in die vloot is.
Die vloot, maar nou so dat WP skole proewe. Speel mooi, hy was 1974, 1975, WP skole proewe. Ek gaan in die finale proewe toe nou op City Park. Maar roep die man as ek klaar die volle team piek, daar roep hulle my terug. Ek kan nie vir jou kies meneer, jou broer speel vir die Federasie. Daar het ek begin opstaan te raak en ek gesê nooit.
How political was it back in the day? You had, 3 different styles of, if you want to call it groups of sport. You had your real white guys who were obviously very, very much part of the government apartheid structure. Then you had SARU and you had Federation. How difficult was it back in the day to get up on a Saturday morning or maybe even the week, go to practice and avoid all these political scenarios that was unfolding at the time?
Okay, it was difficult because sometimes you'd like to play for your school, but you practice with them, but they, like Isaac said, hulle kies jou net nie, omdat jy federasie is. En atletiek dieselfde, ons het atletiek gedoen, cricket dieselfde, jy kry net nie
Maar wat meen jy om jy speel is, omdat jy kleerling was?
Omdat jy vir die wit mense speel.
Omdat jy vir wit mense
mense,
speel?
ja,
So jy in 'n kleerlingskool?
Ja.
Is ek reg?
Ja.
Maar nou omdat jy saam met die wit mense speel,
Ja.
is jy nou jy's persona non grata.
Ja, that's correct.
Pompis, how difficult is that on a personal level to go through that? I mean, I know that we have a lot of people in South Africa that are claiming transformation and claiming that life has changed and everything's for the better and that since unification. But a lot of these people probably didn't experience firsthand the difficulties. How difficult was it back in the day to go through that? Or is it something that mentally one adjusted to and you just knew that this was part of life, this was part of the struggle?
I think, JP, from my point of view, is that we was born rugby players. And you see, and here we've got the opportunity to play the game at a higher level. Although we was also part of the struggle politically to form a better South Africa. Don't throw that out of the basket. We was part of that.
Yeah.
Also fight to get a better life. But here you can on a different level. We didn't mix now the political side with the sport. You
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
and here we've got an opportunity to lift ourselves and to prove the white man. Then we can also play the rugby.
Compete at that level.
Compete
together.
compete at that level.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. We started by playing against them, and then we play with them, and the main point at the end of the tunnel is we beat them. You see, and that at the end of the day worked for us tremendously well.
So let's talk about some of those games. I mean, you started playing for Young Peoples back in the day. Of course, Young Peoples in Nepal. Are you originally a paddle?
Yeah,
paddle man?
born and bred Paul. I grew up, and like the two of them mentioned, it comes all through the families.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
see, all you family orientated, and you was disciplined, not like they are today. Very much disciplined, and you stick to the club, which your father played and your brother played
Yeah.
for, and that carries on up till now. I mean, I've got two sons. They're not actually, the one is still loyal Young Peoples, but the other one has found other ways and played at different clubs, at Young Gardens, and he played now recently at Lower Paul, which is Blues. And yes, that, like I said, it was my, a family thing, and you stick to the family.
You played a couple of games for Young Peoples. Have you got a number?
Yeah. If I can just thumbsuck a number for Young Peoples,
Yeah.
I would say 150 games for young people.
So
It might be more.
150.
150, and you know, I've got the accolade at Young People's 2000, the year 2000. I was nominated the Millennium Player of the Year at Young People's Rugby Football.
No, well, that's fantastic. Did they give you something?
Yeah, they give me a nice medal, which I still have in my.
You're going to have to bring that. You know, the next time you're on the show, you're going to have to bring that.
Yeah, definitely.
Nou, I've got to ask, Isaac, let me ask you dan, jy het ook in die omgewing daar so gespeel,
Oaks
rugby
van
club.
Franshoek. Er zijn eigenlijk twee clubs van Franshoek. Oaks en Miantaroks. Nou, Miantaroks is die club waar mijn pa mee omgestuk het, om wie het moest. En nou, Oaks was die doorspan geweest. Mijn pa had altijd gezegd, je zal spelen voor die plaatsman van Miantaroks. Je zal voor Oaks gaan spelen en zo. Dus alle jaren voor Oaks.
Hoekom het hy gesê?
Maar nu kom bij die Oaks die doorspan kan je maar bevorderen, kan je boem toe naar die boordspan, toe die Indispan, toe razo. We stellen bos in, we perel, die garazo.
Daar is 'n ander ding. Sorry, ek moet jou nou vra. Jy het nou gemention en hierdie naam het nou baie die wat ons uitgaan na die clubs toe and you know every weekend we of course had a club game. What was the board? Is that
Dus kijk je, omdat ze sub-Indische gaan we zeggen, nou kan je noemen sub. Als een klomp clubs als Oosten, een perel gespeeld, een perel in wat zei die perel liga. Daarna is een perel liga, zo klomp clubs, klomp clubjes aan hebben dan ook een perel, zo klomp. Vorm die Indispan en die span heeft gespeeld in die blanke span en die het dus opgemaakt nou in die blanke span zo Hamiltons, Bullies, VP, niet VP.
Zelfs soos Coronation.
Zelfde Coronation met een klomp clubs ook.
Okay.
Uit Stellenbosch uit.
Ja.
So is daai amper soos 'n district.
Dat strak ja.
So jy kan sê dis 'n district.
Ja.
Ons moet al hierdie goed vertaal vir die ek wil nou sê vir die wat mense maar gaan nou nie so sê.
Yeah, but if I can just bring you in there, what happened in each town, like if you take Paul for instance, and you can take Stellenbosch, and you take the Strand, and you take Belleville South,
Yeah.
and you
Northern.
take and you take
Northern.
Elsies River. Now that was the 3 league. That was the 5 league teams that compete in the Western Province
Yes.
Union, and we was competing for those years was it the Grand Challenge.
Yes.
It was the Town Challenge.
Town Challenge, yeah.
And it was the Orson
Orson
Cup.
Cup,
And
yeah.
it was the Bailey Cup.
Bailey Cup.
That was all the different competitions we compete in. And I tell you, so in each those towns I mentioned, Paul, Stellenbosch, Strand, Elsies River, and Belleville, they had teams, let's say colored teams that was playing in that town. Every club had about 5 to 6 teams. Paul was the biggest. They had about 14 teams. So out of that clubs, we selected a league team. That's where the league comes in. We selected a Paul League, a Coronation, Stellenbosch Coronations, Strand League, which he's played for, and a Northerns League,
Belleville
which
League.
Dougie Dyers, and Belleville League,
Belleville,
where
Park,
Jerome
Park,
Parwater
Park.
and all those.
And you guys played all against each other.
And
You-
we
Yes,
played
yes.
against each other.
Yeah.
But we had our separate competition, which was called the Elsie
Elsie
Kearns
Kearns
Trophy,
Trophy.
where we as individuals colored compete against
Against
each
each other.
others.
These are the
Just colored people.
Yes,
just
colored.
that
Yes,
colored
that
league
colored
team.
league team.
So
Yeah.
if you were white, you weren't allowed to play in that league.
Eh?
If you play for one of those clubs,
Clubs, yeah.
Did
they
Yeah,
you?
need-
if you play
yeah.
for one of those clubs.
Were there any white people who played for those clubs?
Not at that stage, but later.
Later, yeah.
Later there was a few white guys that played for Belleville.
Yeah.
And I
Northerns?
think
Northerns, I think
Northerns,
Northerns,
ja. Van Goodwood af.
and
Van
Northern.
Elsies.
Ja,
Ja,
Noordelijk-
Northern.
Noordelijkes.
Ja.
En
Noordelijkers, ja, Elsies, ja.
Ja, ja. Want ons het vir John Dobson hier so op die show gehad 'n rukkie gelede.
He played for Northern.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I played Northern.
Which I think a lot of people don't know that our Currie Cup coach played on the other side of the fence,
Yes.
if you want to
Yeah.
call it that. Which is fantastic. But we'll talk more about that in a second, folks. As you would have heard by now, the show is a little bit different tonight. We're talking about a little bit of the history of Westmoreland's club rugby. I'm really trying to decipher it all. It is quite a challenge. There was the SARU days, there was the Federation days, there was the main pre-apartheid organization. Don't actually know how to label it all, but we're going to try and unravel over the next few weeks the history of club rugby. And we're not necessarily always having to talk to an absolute legend who put on a blazer. We're talking about real people, people who played rugby for a club and certainly were heroes within their community. We're going to take an ad break. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back, everybody. It's Cape Rugby TV, and tonight, as you know, we're talking a little bit about the history of Westmoreland's club rugby. We speak to some of the legends and heroes. So we don't actually have a name for our concept, because legends sometimes kind of labels an individual as a specific person who wore a specific blazer. And yes, of course, we have absolute legends of rugby and sport in South Africa. But I think in this case, we're talking more heroes and legends, and so much chommies as well, chommies that played rugby back in the day. With me on the show is Isaac Boonzaier and Pompey Williams and Quentin Daniels. Isaac, ek gaan vir jou uitlos vir 'n rukkie. Jy kan 'n man se agterbene afgesels. Quentin, you be sitting here all quiet. I'm going to bring Quentin back into the picture. You selected for the Springbok team in 1991, and now at the moment you're of course the head coach at Helderberg. Let's go. If we talk to these guys here, which club did you play for back in the day? If you think of your best memories of rugby before playing for the Springboks now, before playing for South Africa.
Okay, best memories was the Western Cape Police team.
The Western Cape Police team.
Yes.
Oh, that must have been interesting.
Yes, Floxalier,
Yeah.
he was the flyer. I moved to center. Russell Roo was the other center.
I think we've had Russell on the show.
Yes,
Yeah, even more, of course, big cameraman. And
I think you know Solly Geduld.
yes, we've had
He-
Solly as well.
he was the other wing.
Hy het mos vir polisie gespeel.
Yes.
Ja, hy's nog steeds in die polisie. Ek
Where
dink
the-
hy's by Bishop Lywes.
No,
Oh,
he
maybe-
moved to Vredenburg.
Wow.
Friedenberg,
Yeah,
yeah.
Vredenburg.
Okay.
So
My
we had
memory
a
is nie
lot.
so lekker nie.
And if you know Johan Kap,
Daai ken hy naam ja.
Kappie,
Kap, hè, nummer 8.
Number 8, yeah.
Ja.
and we had a lot of fun there. You see, we enjoyed the rugby because what was it? It was the backline.
Ja.
was a colored backline.
So you had running
So we
rugby.
ran the whole day. In the forwards, 7 was White and Joe.
Morrison,
So
yeah.
when
So-
you were playing police rugby at a police club, there were no Alsatians on the side of the field.
No, nothing like that.
So that wasn't where how the training was working, that they would make the backline run with the Alsatians.
No,
None of
not like that. No, we were very disciplined
Yeah.
side, you know. We had a coach, when it rains, he sit in the car and then he just give orders out of the car.
Isaac, I'm going to bring you into this here. I mean, you know, that's a kind of a typical story that we have at the moment. The people will say, colored players are fast, so we put them in the back line. Afrikaans players are big and strong, and we put them in the front. And then they will, that's a kind of a story that sometimes has been around. But if I look at the size of you, you would have definitely been playing in the front.
Lok, nee,
If
my,
you-
my broer was groter as ek, net Pieters groter as ek, ja.
Nog steeds groter.
Ja,
Ja,
man. Ek gaan nou met my broer mee gesê dat ons die WP Federasie gespeel het, Danny Kruiven nog 'n liewe gesê.
Ja.
Samen met as ons 'n blanke forward het, is dat voorspak voorspelers en 'n kleerling WP Liga kleerling backline. Hardloop ons al die Springbok span uit mekaar uit.
Is dit wat
Daai
Danny
was
Kruiven-
oor Danny Kruiven hy gesê.
Ja.
Hy het hy gesê.
Nou vertel ons 'n bietjie van en as ons nou kyk na jou history ook. Ek meen jy het vir Oud Oaks gespeel in Franshoek. En ons moet 'n paar van die ouens hierso inbring. Die ouens soos Ashley Johnson.
Sy pa het gespeel van Franshoek ook Archie.
Ja.
Ashley Johnson het natuurlik hy met die
Die
groot
groot
hare
ek
uit
weet,
mos
ja.
Vrystaat gespeel en
Ja.
Ja,
Hy
hy
speel vir Waps.
Waps nou,
hy
Waps
speel
aan die
mos
ander kant. Hy
oor-
het Sarah's wel nou.
en jy het saam met sy pa Archie gespeel.
Archie gespeel ja.
En dan jy was betrokke in Mitchells Plain. En dan ek sien jy het ook met die Noble family natuurlik Christian en
Ja.
Aubrey en daai familie gespeel.
Waar gaan hy storie van die Noble ons speel mos Blakes mos daar in Kelly nie Easter Grabouw uitklop in wedstryde. Eerste skram slat hulle by Ren Johnson. Archie se ander broer voor hier uit die skram uit dood. Ons moet die final man aan. Ons moet die final wen mos.
Speel jy nou nie dieselfde span as die
Ook speelt in Blakes Noble se span
O.
mos Blakes. Hulle mos Blake voor Stellenbosch mos.
Ja, ja.
Hulle mos die All Blacks man, ons mos die wit en swart. Hulle is pluk swart, ons wit en swart mos nou raas.
Right.
Nou sê ek vir die manne, kyk jy mag, wag. Ons moet eers voorloop dan kan ons hulle vat. Skop Remy 2 droppe die, Remy Joseph ons loskakel. En toe kom hulle weer en hy was hulle stop.
My phone gaan natuurlik wild gaan. Pompies, where does the name Pompies come from?
The other thing that you're thinking of.
No, it's not that
whether-
also.
Yeah, it's not that also.
Okay.
So I have to just tell you this in Afrikaans, you see.
Ja, ja.
Ek dink jy sal weet daai tyd is voor jou tyd, miskien sal Isak weet,
ja.
Ja.
maar Quentin miskien. In die ou dae, nee, en ek praat ek nou die laat 50 so 1960, kom ons vat 1960 as 'n benchmark nou.
Ja.
Was daar 'n Primus stofie?
Yes, ek onthou wat jy die paraffin moet insit.
Dis
Nou moet jy
ja,
hom so pomp.
ja.
Soos 'n injection.
100%,
Ja.
100% ja, dan moet jy hom koop.
Ja.
Nou daai
Maar ek ken daai net want ek het die History
Ja.
Channel gewatch.
ja, nou daai dan hè, was daar mos nou nie kleuterskole wat ons na toe kan gegaan het ons toe ek nou 4, 5 jaar oud.
Ja.
Nou het ons ouma maar vir ons na ons gekyk, na die kinders gekyk en so aan. En ek was so opgeskote seentjie so van 5 jaar, 5, 6. En daai Primus stofie, daar was 3 van daai Primus stofies. Die een is nou om warm water te maak, kookwater te maak om te was. Kyk, daar was die geysers daai jare nie dat jy nou warm
Is
water
dit nou die
het nie.
Parel?
Dis in die
Parel,
Parel, ja.
ja, ja.
Dis in die Noorderparel.
Ja, ja.
In die Noorderparel op die hoek van Langstraat en die Hoofstraat in
Dis
die
aan die
Parel.
Orleanse kant.
Nee,
Nee,
dis
nee,
in
nog
Noorderparel, so verby
Die
gimnasium,
Okay,
hoërskool.
alright.
Hy's die Hoofstraat,
Ja,
Main
die pad
Road
af,
nou.
okay, ja.
Nou daar. So daar was nou 3 van hy Primus stofies,
Ja.
alright. Een om kookwater te maak as ma en pa nou huis toe kom vanaand om te bad en so aan. En dan die tweede een is nou hulle daai tyd het hulle mos daai strykeisters gehad.
Daai cast iron
Daai
strip.
kast,
Cast
ja,
iron,
ja, by die
om het
klere
warm maak.
stryk om vir hom warm te maak, om klere te stryk. En dan die derde ene is nou die Primus om die kos te kook,
Ja.
kos op te maak, verstaan jy? Om jou kos gaar te maak.
Ja.
Nou was ek so mooi opgeskoot, nou het ek net so mooi gepas reg oor hy pompies van hy 3 Primus stofies. Nou soos jy nou tereg gesê het, my naam is mos John Williams.
Ja.
Nou my ouma het my geroep, Johnny. Had ek nog mos Ag mens nou kyk wat sy wil hê, dan sê sy okay, ek moet nou die Primus stofies
Jy moet
gaan
hom nou pomp.
Ja. Later het Johnny die naam Johnny heeltemal verdwyn en sy het net geskryf pompies. En dan moet ek nou hy Primus stofie gaan pomp nou net om vir jou te illustreer. Hy
Ja.
Primus stofie pomp jy mos. Jy
Ja.
draai hom eers toe.
Ja.
En dan pomp jy hom, dan spuit die olie mos bo in 'n bakkie. En dan steek jy nou daai olie aan die brand tot die olie nou heeltemal uitgebrand het.
Ja.
En dan is hy die kop mos nou lekker warm.
Ja, ja.
Dan gee hom nou weer 'n paar pompies en nou maak hy mos so
Ja,
dan steek jy mos die vlammetjie nou bo aan, maar nou brand die vlammetjie miskien skeef aan die een
Ja.
kant toe. Dan is daar 'n prikker.
Ja.
Wat jy het waar jy nou die gaatjie wat jy moet deurkom en jy net die gaatjie
Ja,
moet
ja, ja.
oopmaak
Maak.
en nou eweredig moet brand. En dis maar waar die naam vandaan
Daar is
kom,
nou
pompies. Yes.
En toe leer almal jou ken as
Van 1960 af en almal ken men, niemand ken van meneer John Williams, hulle ken net vir Pompies Williams.
Mense-
Ek het
jy dan
langsam
seker-
pompies gespeel. By sy verjaarsdag toe vra ek, "Maar wat is Pompie se regte naam?"
het hy vir jou toe die
Dis
regte
hulle
ding
vir my
gesê.
John.
John, ja.
Ja, net al die jare met my gespeel.
Ja, daar is seker 'n paar vroumense wat rondloop en wonder hoekom wat die Primus
Ja.
storie verstaan nie.
Ja, that's right.
Ons
ja.
bly maar by daai storie.
Ja, nee,
Kom
net
maar
so.
by
Ja.
daai
Ja, nee, ons hou hom by. Jy het gespeel vir Young People's 150 games
En meer.
en meer, ja. Ons weet jy het seker op hotel.
Ja.
Ja, nou, hoeveel jaar was dit? Wat jy gespeel het daarso?
Ek het gespeel van
Jy moet om 150 games in te moet jy dan 'n
ja,
paar jaar
nee,
speel.
van 1975 af het ek gespeel vir Young Peoples tot op en met 1987.
En jy was ook die kaptein van die WP Liga span.
Ja, en kaptein van Young Peoples al
En kaptein van Young People's
En die kaptein van die Perel-
en jy was
die
ook die
Perel-liga.
kaptein van die South African Federation span.
Ja.
Federation. Ja.
Wat was die
Ek was
grootste
ek was die laaste kaptein nog van die Suid-Afrikaanse Federation.
is dit nou nadat hulle gemerge het?
Ja.
Ek ben geunify het.
That's right.
Is
ja,
okay,
ja.
okay. Nou het julle saam gespeel, Isak.
Ek en Pompie saam gespeel vir die Perel Liga
Ja.
span.
Wat was julle toughste game wat jy onthou?
Dit was
Daar was 'n paar tafe games.
maar ons wat bekleerige manne, maar hoekom ons moet klaar met mekaar so moet klein, maar weet ons moet nog weer saam behoort speel met Indies van die Perel Liga span.
Ja, ja.
Ek het net die staaltjie vir die eerste keer wat ons nou teen 'n blanke span speel en dit was nou Villagers.
Ja.
Villagers Brookside.
Ja, ja.
En kyk, hulle het 'n VP span gehad, nee, as dit was Uitso de Villiers,
Ja.
Grant Abenetti en 'n paar groot VP manne het hulle in daai span gehad. Nou ek weet in daai jare in 1976 was daar mos nou nie 'n reël van hoogvat en almal die snaakse reëls wat hulle nou vandag het hier, verstaan?
Ja.
En toe ons het daai tyd en Quentin sal ook weet, hy sal ook weet het jy gehad 'n flying tackle.
Klein tackle.
O, ja.
Het jy gehoor van die flying tackle?
Hoor ja, ek het
Nou,
ek
ons
het
het-
vir 'n paar jaar
Ja,
gesien.
ons het 'n ouetjie daai tyd in die Perel Liga span gehad. Daai dag wat ons teen Villagers speel.
Ja, ja.
Die naam van Douglas Adams. Hy het amper soos 'n boertjie gelyk. Hy was ook so blas witterig geweest. En hy het die flying tackle het hy baie goed
Bemeester.
gedoen, ja.
Hy het hom
So hy het na jou toe gekom en dan het hy nou half verby jou gegaan,
ja.
né? En dit was juist vir Grant Abenetti wat hy so getackle het. Hy het vir hom so verby gegaan, dan draai hy dwars en dan slaan hy met sy twee voete teen jou bors.
Soos 'n flying
Ja.
tackle,
Ja.
soos 'n stoeier amper.
Ja, en dis hoe die manne getackle het. Jy moet versigtig
Hy's
wees.
verby jou en dan vang sy voete jou.
Ja, jy dink hy's verby jou en jy het so gemaak en dan
het hy jou.
draai hy dwars en dan slaan hy hom met sy voete iewers teen jou bors
Hulle
of
noem hom
waar.
mos amper soos 'n washing line.
Ja.
Wasgoedlyn met die strydarm wat jy baie keer so kan. So nou maar
En daai wedstryd, JP net voor daai wedstryd, net as die eerste keer wat ons nou teen 'n blanke span speel, as ek
Ja.
dit so mag noem, Perel Liga, né? En ons het gelyk op gespeel daai dag. Hulle kon ons nie wen nie. Teen so 'n magtige Villagers span met Springbokke in. Die nou, span wat nou vir die eerste keer nou begin teen blankes kompeteer. Het ons gelyk op gespeel daai dag, maar ook ons was ook op excited en hulle het nie geweet wat se tipe rugby ons speel nie, wat se patroon rugby ons speel nie. En soos ek sê, die manne gesê het, kyk ons het gehard soos 'n bal ons in ons hande het en 'n hardloop ons. Nou ek sal vir jou ook sê hoekom ons so gehardloop het. As die polisie vir jou vir 25 jaar ja.
dis wat ek nou wou gevra het.
As die polisie vir jou 25 jaar ja, Dan en jy hardloop mos nou vir die polisie. So wat anders
Van
kan
die
jy verwag?
Alsatians af weg.
Wat
Ja,
anders
nee.
kan jy verwag van ons rugby spelers?
Nou, ek sou gedink het dat julle almal voordat julle begin rugby speel het julle klaar 'n unified gedagte gehad.
Dis korrek.
Ja.
Van kleins af ideaal, want oral waar jou pa gespeel het jy saam getravel. Niemand bly by die huis hier, julle familie is in die kar en hulle ry of in die bus.
Ons gaan 'n ad break vat, folks. We're going to take an ad break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk more about the history of club rugby. I'm just going to leave it there because I want to get back to these stories as quickly as possible. Back after the break. Welcome back, everybody. Of course, Cape Rugby TV, and we're talking a little bit about the history of rugby. We've moved now from, well, we're still talking about the history of club rugby, the history of Western Province rugby, and of course, not to mention the history of South African rugby. Just before I carry on, I must just say a big thanks to our supporters and sponsors here on Cape Rugby TV. Hisense, who of course are the official technical partner, Evox Advanced Nutrition, and CTC Sports, and of course Belleville Glass, who kindly donated our glass for us and have continued to support Cape Rugby TV during the season and of course during the off season. Remember, you can win yourself a Hisense Infinity Pulse cell phone. All you need to do is go to our Facebook page and tell us who is the official technical partner to the Western Province, or at least to the Cape. Yes, we are the Western Province Club Rugby show, to the Cape Rugby TV show. Go there, you see the logo behind me right now. I'm not going to tell you the answer, but you can go to our Facebook page and just tell us who is the official technical partner to Cape Rugby TV. Our set looks a little bit different tonight. You can see the black and white photographs that are up, and I'm pretty sure that after tonight we're going to have a lot of interest in some of the stories that we're telling, and of course we're digging the stories out. And folks, make no mistake, there is no right or wrong opinion here on the show. We're telling the story as it is, and we're letting you use that information to shape your own opinion maybe through a little bit of education, a little bit of knowledge of some of the stories that have gone untold, and some of the history that perhaps was never shared. And I think most importantly, if you are watching the show tonight, try and find some of those heroes and legends in your community that have never had the recognition that perhaps they should have had in the past. And we'd like to get them on the show, tell those stories, dig all those black and white photographs out from under the bed, and let's get them here on Cape Rugby TV. My guests tonight on the show are legends of rugby in South Africa. I'm not even going to say legends of Western Province anymore. Isak Boonsay and Pompey Williams, or John Williams, as now we know, John Williams. But ons het nou uitgefigure mense, dis van die Pompey met die Paraffin Pomp, and of course Quinton Daniels. Quinton, you played fly-off and you played centre back in the day. Who was the toughest fly-off or centre that you ever played against?
The toughest fly for me was Michael.
Michael du Plessis.
That's correct.
Really, why?
He was tough. He was a guy, he knows exactly what you're going to do. You know, hy som jou op.
Ja.
En jy weet nie altyd wat hy gaan doen nie. Verstaan, want hy speel 'n ander soort rugby. Hy's 'n ou wat op sy eie speel. So vir my was dit bietjie moeilik om altyd teen hom te speel. Maar ek het net 'n paar wedstryde saam gespeel, so ons het lekker gespeel.
Het jy gevoel dat jy van hom geleer het, of het hy van jou geleer?
Ek dink ek het hom ball skills geleer. Hy het net 'n few steps geleer.
Isak, wie was die vuilste speler wat jy teen gespeel het ooit?
Dis hy voorry van Goodwood.
It's a bit.
It's a bit, ja.
Klip vir julle.
Ja,
Dit skat hier.
Perel liga ons speel Woensdag aan daar. Die Perel liga teen hulle. En Rob Louwse.
Dat was mos 'n familie, 'n groot familie.
Ja.
Dis mos
Nou, hy is die
ewens
ene-
se hele ooms en so
Ja,
die
die
hele.
ooms, ja,
Hulle was nogal legends en
En
ek dink aan die strand was daar die Kirsten broers wat ook nogal.
ja.
Okay, maar
Kobus.
hy's nou anders.
Kobus Kust.
Hulle was alle groot sterk
Goed
ouens,
man,
nee, ja.
die ene wat het vorige gedruk vir WP daar en was 'n rofstoeier gewees en daar.
O, hulle het mos gestoei.
Hulle het vir Gordon
Hy's
Mitchell
klippie.
geslat ook daar by ons in die lyn staan en daar so daar een wat voor druk het my gebyt hier op my bles.
Gebyt op jou kop.
Op my kop, ja. En hy was ook sy laaste byt toe gewees. My vinger kan nou nog nie reg het nie.
Hy's.
Daar is die eerste keer my liewe wat ek afgestuur van die rugbyveld was Altby. Hy Woensdag aan die donderdag aan die Cape Agnes en ek sê daar stap jy my vrou van wat toe jy so 'n bietjie beklei man.
So 'n bietjie beklei.
Bietjie beklei, ja.
Was daai die geval baie keer in die game? Ek meen was daar 'n paar games in jou daar wat nooit die eind van die 80 minute gesien het nie.
Ja, allemaal 80 minuten is net twee wedstrijden wat net Blakeston, want hij was een aardvijand geweest. Net,
O, was hy nou tussen Old Oaks en
Oaks en Blakes, ja.
Hoekom noem ek dit Old Oaks die hele tyd? Ek kan ook nie verstaan wat so Oaks en Blakes was die twee
Die
spanne.
aardvijanden geweest,
Ja. Want hulle toe na rukkie hulle naam gechange na Cloetesville en nou is hulle weer terug na Blakes toe.
Weer terug Blakeston, ja.
Ja.
Blakeston, ja.
Pompies, if we go back in the day like that and we look at the clubs today, what would you say are the strong points that the clubs today, if any, clubs that are out there today brought from their history? That means if we look at some of the clubs out there today, we've got clubs that are 125, 100. I mean, I was speaking to Chippy, he was saying Thistles, I think, is 125 years old or something like that. It's a very old club. But we've got lots and lots of clubs. We've got 110 clubs in Western Province Rugby. And then we have a lot of clubs that were in existence back in the day that have either amalgamated with another club and changed hands, or they don't exist anymore, maybe closed doors and have moved on. And so today we have 110 clubs in Western Province Rugby, some with an enormous history. Of course, not all of those clubs have had the exposure but if you were to bring some of the strong points of those clubs to today's rugby, are we seeing that, or do you feel maybe we've been forgetting some of our traditions and cultures?
Yeah, I think, JP, there are some clubs that's doing well that I think that are based with the past that they're bringing in. But I would say the big majority of clubs, you see, a club starts by its top management. And I always say a fish starts rotten from the head.
Yeah, or is it a question still of a chairman as a chairman? Or Pompies, I mean, you sort of have, you seem to have a good understanding of what makes a club work. You also seem to have a good understanding of, as you said, what can rot a club. At which stage do you make the change? Because some of these chairmen and presidents have been around historically and have earned their right to be in that position.
You see, a lot of chairmen and top management, you know, if I can say this, today the rugby player is rich and rugby is very, very poor. Now, in our days was the rugby was rich and the
people were poor.
And the player were poor.
Yes.
All right. So you need to
but
have.
But you still played.
Eh?
You still played.
I still played.
Because you had a sense of unity and you were inspired. To play.
I mean, take today. Quentin is coaching at Helderberg. If he knows there's a potential player, the first thing the player gonna ask him when he phoned the guy and said, "Listen, what are you gonna pay me?" And that's now club rugby. Danny Craven sal in sy graf omdraai as hy nou die rugby vandag se professional geld rugby sien. But I mean, today's club rugby, you have to be a bit professional, and for that is that top management need to go out and search for sponsors. That's the ball game now. You need to get.
That's the new world.
That's the new world.
Government's
you need to get sponsors. Otherwise, you're just gonna compete in that what we call it the cook and beer team, you see, or cook and beer competition.
Ek dink baie van ons klub bestuurslede, hulle weet nie wat hulle job description nie.
Ja.
Jy weet, hy wil nou net gebouwd word I'm a treasurer. Hy wil net met die geld werk.
You must just look after that.
Hy het nie 'n klou wat is 'n treasurer nie, maar hy wil 'n treasurer wees. Jy weet, dis wat by die klubs gebeur.
Ek kan ook inkom maar so.
Ja.
Destyds met die Oaks was ek wil sê was 'n magtige span op die Frans ook. Was die groot kampioenspan gewees daar so. Met die samensmelting met die om die Saro span nie. Ek kan onthou daai was die laaste jaar wat ek gewees het. Toe kan jy sien hulle wou almal die Saro man in die eerste span het. Die eerste wedstryd wat hulle gespeel het is in as klub van Citizen Burp. Die eerste span, dan kies die hele Saro 15 man, hulle speel op Nieuweland, die eerste wedstryd hulle kry 'n pak 45, 3 of 6 daar so. Die tweede span wat hulle kies hulle die Oaks-span, sy eerste span. En hulle wen uit die tweede span op City Park amper oor die 200.
200 punte.
Oor die 200 punte. En VJJP, en dit het aangegaan op 'n paar wedstryde, 'n paar wedstryde manne, totdat die manne op die ou spelers nou keelvol vir die. Toe gaan hulle na Wallis Spinjou toe. Almal op Boonser daar so by Pina Wallis op daar so. Hy loskakel is almal familie met tyd as 'n klein kinders wat dood nou 2 jaar, 2 maande, 2 weke gelede met een van my ou nuwe begrawe groot rugby speler gewees. Sy kinders, almal die manne gaan toe na Pina Villagers toe. Pina Villagers het nie dit nie, maar gebruik van Franshoek se man hoekom die manne kinders wil nie daar aan Franshoek speel onder in die Franshoekie. Toe het Aartje nou oorgeval nou 2 jaar gelede, het die klap opgekom. Skielik skop hulle by Aartje uit. Toe val hulle Franshoek. Aartje Johnson nou.
Ja.
Nou het Aartje my gebel, Isak het my weer gekies president. Ek sê vir Aartje, kyk hier is die prosedure. Ek gee vir al die prosedures wat jy moet doen Aartje. Jy skat daai uit, jy kat daai uit. Doen nou wat hulle nie wil sê nie, dan moet hulle uit die klap uit gaan Aartje. Van jou voet neer het ek vir Aartje gesê nou 2 weke gelede. En dan gaan die weer opbring Aartje.
Okay, ons sal sien hoe daai moet gaan. Folks, we were of course out at the HPC, the High Performance Center where the Stormers play, and practice in the Western Province guys play last week. And it was the Christmas party where the Father Christmas and the Jumping Castles and all the kids come out there and they have a lot of fun. We've got a little bit of a highlight package that we're going to show you a little bit later in the show. We're of course talking legends and heroes of rugby in South Africa, Western Province Club Rugby, and of course in the clubs in Western Province. We'll take an ad break, we'll wrap up the show, and we'll show you what happened at the end of your function for the kiddies from the orphanages and homes that came through to the High Performance Center to meet some of the players and just have a little bit of fun with their smiles on their faces. We'll be back in a sec. Welcome back everybody, it's Cape Rugby TV. We're talking heroes and legends now. Off air, I was listening to the story of Quentin. I was deliberately keeping quiet. I need to get this again from you. Back in the day, you guys played, what was it, a practice match or a main match?
No.
This is now the league, die Liga.
Yes, it was Western Province League against Western Province. It wasn't a friendly, it was there was a competition.
Yeah, like a shield or a cup
yeah,
or
like
something
that,
like that.
yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
And we were in the same. So Western Province that day, that week actually, they picked me to play against my own teammates.
Yes.
So for me was it, it's going to be difficult because I know what they're going to do, and
So
they
this is not the
exactly
white
know.
guys against the colored guys.
That's correct.
Yeah.
The white team against the colored team. But by the end of the day, it was fun. Tino's tackled the crap out of us.
Because he was playing for the league side.
He's playing for the league.
Yeah.
When they, when Western Province moved me up, he came in
Yeah.
and he break Andrew Peterson's arm and Mike Bailey's arm. He tackled 3 guys off the field, just like that. Crazy.
See, this is kind of where we were heading earlier on. These tough guys. We're running out of time now. I'm sure there's many more stories. Isak, as ek jou nou vra 5 name van miskien 5 spelers wat jy lekker stories sou meer sit, of 3 name van spelers wat jy ken wat lekker saam jou gespeel het, wat miskien bietjie stout was of ietsie special gedoen het. Watter 3 spelers sou daai wees?
Sam Solomons, trompie mos nee. Noah Williams, my voorry gewees daar.
Wat skille jy en Pompies nou so?
Ons het saam boord gespeel, saam Pierre.
Wie was hy speler wat jy nou gemention het?
Sam Solomons.
Sam Solomons.
Ek en hy wat beslote man ook gewees. Ons was die Pierre, die was so op daai tyd ook gewees daar so. En Ryan Johnson, Archie Johnson, en ons Ankalazo en Noah Williams.
En daar is nou 3 manne wat saam met jou kan sit om 'n braai en gesels.
Ja. En saam met Boeta Piet ook, ek het ook aan 2 wedstryde saam met hom gespeel in 1 wedstryd.
Wat 'n Piet is dan nou? Piet Boonsaai.
Piet Boonsaai, ja, groot Piet Boonsaai.
En hier is almal mense wat nog in die hande kan kry.
Ja, Piet, ja, so hy sal nie wees my sinseer as hy het my gebel toe gister sê kom. Ek sal nooit vergeet die Piet kom my jaar uit getrooi op vir Bluebirds. Bluebirds kom met hy magtige federasie pak om hulle vir ons ook teen ook speel en vir ons ook. Ek is maar nog ek was nie 19 jaar oud gewees. Ek speel vir die Oaks nommer 8. Ek kan hom mooi Piet, my broer skoppie bol. Piet kan mos skoppie, slot kan mos skop en die bol wy mos verkeerde kant toe. En dan gaan druk ek die wen 3 vir Oaks en Bluebirds. Maar die slegste van alles, ek woon met my broer Piet daai tyd in die Biala. Ek het geoefen saam met Bluebirds se om ons in die Sandena in Biala. En toe wil die manne met my uitsit daar met my broer se is.
Uit jou eie huis uit.
Hey, daar my broer se, daar my broer het geloseer daar met my broer uit.
Wat is die storie nou van die ambulans?
Oor die ambulans. Ons gespeel Vaaldriehoek.
Ja, vertel my die storie nou gou.
Dat is nou 'n hele tydjie terug.
Ja, net hy sê
Ja, was Vaaldriehoek Sasolburg.
Vaaldriehoek, ja.
Ons het Vaaldriehoek hier gekry in die final. Hier op die dal. Onthou jy?
Hy sukkel om
Ja.
hy wil
Pompies
nou die storie.
Wat gebeur het?
Vertel ons die storie.
Daar was so baie beserings geweest
Ja.
en pompies is af en hulle het hom met die stretcher daar en die ambulance staan langs die veld. En
Is dit nou in die ou Transvaal? Dat julle boot
Sasselburg ja.
Sasselburg, teen
Kyk,
Val
daar-
3.
Vader
Daar zijn miners en so.
Daar is hy.
Ja.
Nou, daai soos hulle sê die boere het jou geslaan.
Ja.
Hulle het jou geslaan aan die ander kant. Pompies af hier op die stretcher. Maar die wing kry die bal en die wing moet gaan score. Hy's op pad doellyn toe. Score die wing. Wen hulle ons en dan gaan ons hierdie final maak.
Ja.
Dan kry ons hierdie home final.
Ja.
Pompies loer en all of a sudden.
Hy's op die stretcher.
Hy's op die stretcher.
Pompies op die
Hy's op die
stretcher.
stretcher. Hy's van die veld. Hy's op pad ambulance toe. Pompies loer en hy spring af van die stretcher af en hy duik die wing. Hy het baie wrywing veroorsaak daai dag hoor. Die ref gelukkig die ref het hy gesien waarna hy gekom het. Die ref het net 3-3 toe
Hier
gewerk.
is.
En
Julle
ons
het die
wen
game
wedstryd.
gewen.
Ons wen die game.
Julle wen toe die game. Julle speel toe die
Dit
finals.
is finale. en-
Ja,
Pompies, gee my 3 name van 3 mense, 3, 4 name wat saam met jou om 'n braai sit en lekker rugby gesels van die daarvoor unification.
Ja, daar's so man baie name is sy broer Piet.
Ja.
Dan natuurlik vir Archie Johnson en Charles Williams.
Charles Williams.
Ja.
En ons ook mense wat ons in die hande kan kry.
Dis mense wat ons in die ek noem nou spesifiek mense.
Ja, wat
ons
lekker kan
kry.
sit en gesels.
Ja.
Want ons wou braaivleis hier so in die ateljee maak, maar
Ja.
die rook sal bietjie
Ja, kyk as
Ja,
baie
nee.
staaltjies wat ons maar nou gemis het en maar los vir 'n volgende
maar
tyd
dit-
en so.
Nou,
Dit
jy
was
nou
so skielike wiesoek man.
nou weet ons hoe ons gaan sit en hoe ons gaan gesels en dat ons nog honderde van hierdie shows sal kan doen. En ek dink ons kan baie stories vertel. Quentin, self vir jou, ons gaan vir jou vra om vir ons 'n paar name uit te gooi en jy weet dat ons kan sit saam om die tafel en die stories vertel. Ons het nog nie eens begin krap aan al die stories nie.
ja
ek
nee,
dink-
daar's baie stories. Okay, as jy nou jy het al vir Russell ontmoet.
Ja.
Jy weet, en as dit Russell, Sammy en William. Jy weet, alles lekker gesels, alles al lekker.
Okay, ons gaan hulle inbring. Isak Boonsaai, baie dankie dat jy vir ons gejoin het. Dit was lekker met jou te gesels. Pompie, self vir jou. Ek weet ons gaan nog baie vir julle sien en Quentin. Ons gaan jou natuurlik sien nog voor die einde van die jaar, ek seker. Maar as ons nie, best of luck by Elderberg.
Om 'n braai.
Ja.
Daar's hy, om 'n braai.
Om 'n braai weer ja.
Miskien moet ons Isak die ding om 'n braai doen.
Ja, om 'n braai ja.
Pompie, your opinion? Om 'n braai of in die ateljee?
Kom eens dan braai.
It's staying in the atelier. Isak, thank you very much for joining us on Cape Rugby TV.
Thank you.
Pompie, thank you.
Thank you, JP.
And Quentin Dennis, thank you very much.
Thanks.
There we go, folks. The Cape Rugby TV show with a slightly different angle this week. We'll see you guys next week, same time, same place, with more on the history of Western Province Club Rugby, the heroes and legends of rugby in South Africa, especially down to community level. Have a fantastic rugby weekend. Bye-bye. There we go.
Yeah, you know, we always look forward to this opportunity. It's really a hard rendering moment when you look at all these little kids. You know, they all come from different institutions, different parts of the country, I suppose. It's really a special day for us here at HPC.
This is one of our CSI initiatives that we do. It's a Christmas party that we have for about 200 kids from the various homes in and around Cape Town. It's just something from Western Province's side just to say thank you, and basically from our side just to support in that.
Baie lekker saam met die kinders, heerlik.
Lekker poppenkast gehou, sing lekker, almal speel saam, meng 'n bietjie met hulle en is altyd lekker en maak ou se hart warm om al die smiles op die kinders se gesigte te sien.
Hard for Winnie.
It's a great day. We just came on an off day to come spend some time with the kids. So it's a great initiative from province and Western Province. So yeah, having fun.
We did a puppet show for the kids about bullying and that it's not nice to bully and nobody wants to be friends with a bully. So hopefully they got a message through. And we also gave some juice from Henty's Juice for all the kids.
We have 7 homes. Okay, about 200 kids here today from underprivileged homes, and we just want to make a difference. The idea is for them just to have fun, interact with the players. This is Western Province Rugby Union CSR program, so it's one time of the year that they can interact with the players and see what Western Province is doing for the community.
This is a wonderful day, and this is really the highlight of our rugby year. You know, this is priceless, and to entertain these youngsters that are so disadvantaged is just a wonderful thing. I'm spending the day with them, taking a day off, and I hope to have lots of fun with them. And their smiles on their faces, it's a big joy for me, and this is what we actually should do. We should do more of these things, just not concentrate on rugby, but also go out to the communities and make them happy. If they are happy, then we are happy.